Good morning, students. How are you all? Hope you all are safe. Let's utilize this time and start understand the chapter energy class. In the last Zoom video, I have explained you all these topics which I am going to recapitulate today. Within just I'll take very less time to recapitulate all these topics. So let's start. So what is the first topic I explained to you that day? Energy. Energy is what class? In simple words, we can say that energy is the ability to do work by any body. More the energy stored in a body, more work will be done by that body. Okay. Now in physics, a work is said to be done only and only if there is a force applied, and because of that force a displacement is caused in that object or in that body. For example, if you are standing somewhere and reading the book, for you are saying that you have done work, and since you are standing for a long time and you are tired, you have done work. But in physics you have not done any work. Why? Because you have not applied any force and there is no displacement caused in your body. In physics we will say when a work is said to be done, work is said to be done only and only if when there is a force applied and displacement is caused in a body. Okay. In symbolically we can represent, how we can represent? W means work done equals what? The product of force applied and the displacement caused. S is the displacement caused. F symbolizes force applied on the body. So the formula is W equals to F into S class. Now unit of work. What is the unit of work? Unit of work, force is Newton and unit of displacement is meter, since displacement is measured in is a length. So it is measured in meter. So unit of work is Newton meter. Newton meter, which is equals to joule. 1 joule equals to 1 Newton into 1 meter class. So SI unit of work is joule, which is represented by capital J. And when we write the full name of joule, we never write capital J. We always write with a small j. Whenever we write the full spelling of the unit of any physical quantity, we never write it with a capital letter. It always starts with a small letter class. Okay, it is on. So I have written small j. Small j. If you write capital J, then it will be not correct class. Okay, either you write capital J only, or if you want to write the full name, then you have to start with a small letter Joule. Now CGS unit. CGS unit means what? Centimeter, gram, second. It's another unit of system which is called CGS unit of system. Centimeter, gram, second, which I have explained you in class 7. In CGS unit of system, it's the unit of work is erg. What is that? Erg. 1 erg equals to what? 1 dyne. The CGS unit of force is dyne and CGS unit of length is centimeter. So 1 erg equals to 1 dyne multiplied by 1 centimeter. Here you have to learn this relation and this relation class. Now moving ahead, work done. Work done is said to be positive when both force and displacement caused in the same direction. For example, a horse pulling a cart. Horse is applying the force in forward direction and the cart is also moving in the forward direction, in the same direction. So horse pulling and the cart moving in the same direction. That's why in that case we will say that work done is positive. And when work done is said to be negative, when force and the displacement are in opposite direction. For example, a ball moving up in the sky, displacement is upward, whereas the gravitational force is pulling downwards. Force is downward and the ball is moving upward. Displacement is upward and the force is downward. Both are in the opposite direction. So we'll say that in that case work done is said to be negative class. You can find out more examples of where is work done positive and where work done is negative. Now SI unit of energy is also joule. Since work and energy are interrelated to each other, so SI unit of energy is also joule. Okay class. Now we have many types of energy. I explained you there. Broadly we classify energy into 2 types, renewable energy and non-renewable energy. Renewable energies are many types, likewise non-renewable energy, sources of energy are there also. In this chapter we are going to study mainly 2 types of energy, kinetic energy and potential energy. What is kinetic energy, class students? Kinetic energy is the energy possessed by an object due to its motion. Whenever an object is in motion, what kind of energy gets stored in that body? Kinetic energy gets stored in that body class. And the formula to calculate kinetic energy is what? Kinetic energy equals to half product mass multiplied velocity square. Okay, where m is the mass of the body, v is the velocity or speed of the body. So to calculate kinetic energy in a body, kinetic energy equals to half mv square class. Now potential energy class. What is potential energy class? Now next type of energy is potential energy. What is potential energy class? Potential energy is the energy stored in an object or a body due to its either state of rest or because of its position, that means it is kept at a height, or due to its configuration. Configuration means change in, when you change the shape or size of a body, an energy gets stored in that object, that is called potential energy. For example, when you stretch a bow, an energy gets stored in that arrow. Okay, that is potential energy. Likewise, a catapult. When you have a catapult and a stone is fixed to a catapult, when you stretch that catapult, what happens? That stretching of that catapult stores what kind of energy? Potential energy in that stone class. Okay. So configuration is changing the configuration, changing the shape or the size of the body, and because of that, potential energy stored into that body class. Now, for example of potential energy, a ball resting on top of a table has potential energy. Since at the top of a table a ball is kept, so it is kept at a height. Because of that height, an energy gets stored into that ball, which is called potential energy. And to calculate the potential energy, there is a formula which is called what? M into G into H. Mass multiplied with acceleration due to gravity multiply the height at which the object is kept. This G, acceleration due to gravity, is constant, which whose value is 9.8 meter per second square class. Okay, this G is constant always. Mass of the body and height is different for different cases. Now class, today I'll teach you conservation of energy in simple pendulum. This conservation of energy law you have studied in class 7 as well. What conservation of energy law says? That energy is neither created nor destroyed. That means you cannot create energy nor you can destroy it. Only what happens when comes into nature, it changes into from one form to another form. It keep on changing. For example, when you do mopping, everyone do mopping at your home nowadays. Maybe you are doing, no, helping your mothers. What happens while doing cleaning your house? You are using a muscular energy, and that muscular energy gets changed into mechanical energy. You are doing mechanical work, that muscular energy gets changed into mechanical energy, and because of that energy you have done what? Work. More you have the energy in your body, more work you can do. Okay, so in every case, whatever you see, for example, blowing of a bulb at your house, what happens? Electrical energy comes, and that electrical energy gets changed into light and heat energy in a bulb or a tube light. Okay, class. So there is a conversion of one form of energy to another form of energy, and you cannot create energy, you cannot destroy it as well. Okay. Now I will explain you this conservation of energy. That means I will take reference of kinetic energy and potential energy. Okay, here. So conservation of energy is a simple pendulum. What is simple pendulum, class? Simple pendulum is a setup which is having a rigid support. This is a rigid support on which there is a thread. Okay, inextensible thread it is, and there is a ball hanging to this thread. Okay, originally in the first case, the ball is hanging at the center of this rod, rigid support. This is called the original position or the reference position, we say. This is this name I have given this, at this position I have given A ray. Okay, this is the first case. Now what we have done, we have raised this ball to at the position called B. I have raised it height. I have taken this ball and raised to some height, and I have kept it at a B position. Okay, as soon as I will leave this ball, I will release this ball. What will happen? This ball starts swinging to and fro motion. Okay, what happens? Again B will come to A, from A to it will go to C, and from C again reaching its extreme position here also it will go to A, from A to B. Likewise it keeps on swinging. Okay, what happens? Since at first position, reference position, since it is not moving, it is not moving, what kind of energy is stored in its class? Here, since its height is 0, that means here is potential energy is 0. Okay, as you raise it to some height, what is stored in it? Potential energy gets stored into it. Where potential energy is maximum. Potential energy is maximum because it is at a height. When you release this ball at the B position from this extreme position, what happens? Now it comes kinetic energy. Again kinetic energy. Now again what happens from here? Again it will come to this extreme position. Again as soon as it will reach its extreme height, that kinetic energy will become zero and potential energy becomes maximum. Because at point B and C it is not in motion. That means kinetic energy becomes zero and the potential energy becomes maximum. But while swinging in these areas, there is a combination of potential energy and kinetic energy. That means ball has potential energy as well as kinetic energy. But at the center of the position, in the starting, it does not have what? Potential energy. It has kinetic energy stored into it. And while in motion here, it is potential energy and kinetic energy. Only at the extreme positions it has maximum potential energy, and here it is maximum kinetic energy class. After explaining the law of conservation of energy, students, I'll explain you the energy transformation. What is energy transformation? Energy transformation is a phenomenon in which energy gets transformed from one form to another form to do some beneficial work or some which gives benefit to us. Okay, and we are using this energy transformation phenomena in hydroelectric power plants to produce a huge amount of electricity. We are producing huge amount of electricity from hydroelectric power plants. How we are doing with that? See, all of you have heard or some of you have seen also dams. What happens in dams? In dams, water is stored at a height. Okay, water is stored at a height. Dam is always constructed at a height only. Okay, in dam water is stored at a height. That means that stored water, in it what is stored with a stored water, that stored water has what kind of energy? Since it is at a height, so that stored water has potential energy stored in it. Okay, now that stored water is allowed to slow down, When water slows down, what happens? Now since water is in motion, now that potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy. Potential energy gets converted or get transformed into kinetic energy. When that kinetic energy get transformed and when this moving water is allowed to pass through a turbine which has blades on it, what happens? That kinetic energy gets converted into mechanical energy for turning the blades. Okay, and when blade starts turning, starts moving, then what happens? That mechanical energy gets converted into electrical energy. Here this is converted into mechanical energy, and these turbine blades are converting this ME, mechanical energy, into electrical energy, and this way we are generating a huge amount of electricity by stored water. Okay, it's a good use, no? This is called energy transformation. Likewise in roller coaster also, which is given in your book. Read that example. It is given, illustrated very well in your book class. Read that and try to understand it. Okay, second example of energy transformation is roller coaster. Okay. Now students, the next and the last topic of the chapter is power. What is power, class? You have seen at your home also that different persons may take different time to do the same work. For example, your elder brother or sister may take less time to do the same work which you are doing. Okay, why it happens? That means work can be done slowly or rapidly. So rate of work done, at what rate the work is being done is called power. More the power, that means work done is fast. Lesser is the power, that means work done is slow. So how we can define power? Rate of doing work is called power. If your elder brother or sister is doing more work in the same time, that means they have more power as compared to yourself. Okay. So amount of work done per unit time, we can define this way also power. Amount of work done per unit time. The formula to find out the power of a body or a system is what? Power is equals to work done divided by time. Power is equals to work done divided by time. Now the unit of power, since the unit of work is joule and the time is second, so it is the unit of power is joule per second, or we represent it by watt. Watt, that means we represent it by capital W, class. Understood, students? Now students, by explaining this chapter, this chapter is complete now. Your work is to read the chapter carefully, understand all the definitions, units, and solve all the examples given in the book. And if you have any query, you can ask also. Okay class, do study and make use of this time. Bye bye.